From the campus of Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia, this is MU Report.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for another edition of MU Report Spring 2023. I'm Elena Laster. MU Report is a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. You can catch this broadcast anytime on Facebook and on YouTube. First up, headlines. Following a student protest back in the fall semester, Marshall University's faculty has approved several recommendations from the student-led Title IX task force. These recommendations were drafted using information from a campus-wide anonymous safety survey. In other news, a West Virginia senator has written to the United States Office of the Inspector General requesting an investigation to look into Jim Justice's use of COVID-19 support funds. Incidentally, Justice used $10 million of those funds to bankroll his $13.8 million donation to Marshall's baseball field in the fall. MU Report's top story involves Marshall's home state of West Virginia. Lawmakers have passed a bill that limits medical care for transgender youth, and it's in a state that has the highest number of trans youth per capita in the nation. The House is no longer in session, but many Marshall students are upset about the proposed changes to their rights. The Appalachian Liberation Collective is a group dedicated to giving students a voice.
We are a group on campus for anybody who's interested in liberation and liberation struggles, whether that's, queer liberation, trans liberation, black liberation, women's lib, all of the above.
The organization believes that students should have a way to express their feelings, even if it is something as simple as writing a note in sidewalk chalk.
Every Wednesday afternoon, we're down here just filling this plaza and as much of the sidewalks as we can with messages of kind of love, support, rage sometimes, just expressing what this diverse student body feels about, especially the kind of legislative attacks that have been happening on our communities and the general wave of hate.
Students around campus are left with varying opinions on modern legislation, but many feel that these changes are not for the better.
I personally think that West Virginia is really taking steps backwards right now. They are taking away people's rights to be themselves, express themselves as they choose to be, and the rights to their bodies that simply all being taken away. So they're really taking steps backwards right now.
So many people will be affected by these changes, and the lack of control students have has left them feeling helpless. But ET says that a conversation is the best place to start for change.
Had a lot of conversations as well about direct action and things that we can do to get involved hands-on, whether that be contacting our legislators or, just putting some chalk messages down.
Though many of these changes aren't yet official, students are already seeking revision. Elena Laster, MU Report. The road construction on Hal Greer Boulevard is still causing some traffic headaches, both around campus and out to the Huntington city limits. The change will eventually mean improved traffic flow both in and outbound, and that affects many Marshall commuters. Right now, crews are working on half a dozen different projects, everything from lane work and traffic light upgrades to planter boxes and visual improvements. And city leaders say it's going to take some time to get the results they're after. And so they're asking that drivers be patient and careful while work is underway. Now, student journalist Victoria Ware has a look at our weather.
Today, we will have a high of 58 with lows dipping down into the high 30s. We will be experiencing rain throughout the day and going into early next week. Tomorrow, things are expected to warm up again, with temperatures shooting up to the 70s, with chances of rain throughout the day. Storms starting on Thursday night are expected to bleed into Friday, with what is to be a pretty rainy weekend. This information was gathered through the online resources of weather.com and weatherology.com. Back to you, Elena.
That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our newscast content is generated by students in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we're glad you're watching. You can always catch this newscast on YouTube, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MU Report Media. I'm Elena Laster. Have a great day.